Welcome to the midlife crisis. Here's another one. Tipping. I just listened to something and it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to me, but I'm at that age, so I can talk about this because this makes sense. When you ordering off of food apps, and this is the how do you say the sleight of hand that America has played on its people? Because tipping ain't like this anywhere else in the world. I don't travel, but I do watch a lot of Travel Channel. I'm starting to travel. But yeah, when you go to other places, you don't have to tip because they understand if I am a server, it's in my job to make sure that you get the best service regardless, because that's what I'm getting paid for. It's not that I need to get tipped in addition to what I asked to be employed as. But you order off these food apps, right? You pay for your food, then they add in a delivery charge, they add in a service fee, and then they ask you if you want to tip. And you got drivers that are pissed off because you're not tipping them the way they feel as though they want to be tipped. As a matter of fact, there was a news story, I think last week or a couple of weeks ago, where this guy actually was a delivery driver, came back to the dude's house with a gun that he just delivered some food to demand a bigger tip. Like, this shit's crazy. Why is it crazy, and why do I say that it's crazy? For a couple of reasons. Number one, if you ever really notice, the price of the food on Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all these places is actually higher than what you would pay in the restaurant. Like, you can go to a Popeyes and a DMV and get that, butterfly shrimp box for about $8. But if you order it off the app, it's $12. So off rip, they already charging you more because you're using the app. But then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, they may give you a discount because you're on Prime and you may not have to pay the delivery fee, or you may get a discount of the delivery fee, but then they turn around and charge you a service fee. And then you tip on top of that. So my thing is, the reason why I say it's a sleight of hand that America's played on its people is because you got these drivers mad at us patrons, when what drivers should be mad at is these fucking delivery apps. Like, go back to your supervisor and demand more. Unionize. It's a word that we don't use in America often enough. Unionize. Like, make sure you have enough people who are in the same situation, who are like-minded, that says, you know what, F that. We're not going to work for you if you're not going to pay us more. Like, I've driven for Lyft for a while, and I've seen, like, yeah, you look at what you're supposed to be making, but then by the time they take the taxes and whatever other fees or whatever that they want to charge you out, you ain't making nothing. You're going back and forth just to put gas in your tank. And there's some people out there who make a pretty decent living, driving back and forth for these delivery apps and for, these rideshare apps and things like that, but at the expense of their vehicle. I just talked to somebody the other day who uses, drives for a rideshare and put 100,000 miles on his car in 2 years. Like, you're putting a whole bunch of wear and tear just to make the money that you want to make. So yeah, you're making it on one end, but you're constantly shelling it out in the other end. 100,000 miles in 2 years, that's tires, that's maintenance, that's everything else. But again, America has us to the point where we're so concerned with making each other feel bad, shaming each other, and saying, oh, well, you should have paid me more because of X, Y, and Z. Nah, bro. No, it don't work like that. I shouldn't have paid you more. You need to go back to that company that hired you because you asked for the job, number one. And I feel like that for everything and everybody. If you asked for a particular job, doing your particular job well isn't something that you should be tipped for. Not should be. Again, it's a word that I do my best not to use. Can't, try, and should. I do my best not to use those words. But if you're doing your job, it's not something that you should receive a tip. It's nice if somebody gives you one. It's a gratuity. It makes you feel great. But it's not something that you are entitled to. And I think that's where in America we've been bamboozled. It's where they've pulled the wool over our eyes because these companies, these greedy ass companies who don't want to pay a living wage, who don't want to give out, substantial raises, who don't want everybody to make a decent amount of money have gotten together and fooled all of us into believing that the people that we should be mad at is each other. When all of us are out here struggling, all of us are out here just trying to make ends meet, or the majority of us, I should say. But then, I'm going to get mad at the person that I just delivered something to because they didn't tip me. Nah, bro. Go to DoorDash and be like, hey, why are you the CEO making hundreds of millions of dollars and I'm driving for you 24/7 and I'm barely able to pay my rent? Why is it that you're telling me, and this goes for service too in restaurants and things like that, why are restaurants so quick to be like, hey, we'll just pay you this crap and you'll make your money off of tips? Nah, if it's going to be a tipping thing, let my service be my tip. Not my salary, my tip. My salary should be provided by you, the organization, because that's who I signed up working for. So you should be providing me with health care, and you should be providing me with a living wage so that I can do what I need to do to keep coming back in this motherfucker, to keep helping this organization out and keep helping this organization get rich. The responsibility isn't for the people that are sitting at the table enjoying this good food. The responsibility is for the motherfucker that hired me. And we need to get back to representing that more often. And that's why I said union. It's a word that we don't use often enough. It's a word that, in my experience, when I was working for different organizations, they actually had union busters. And I didn't understand it. They would have people to come in and they would stop everything just so we can have a meeting for these people to tell us how bad unions were and how much we don't want to be a part of a union. And they say dumb stuff like, you don't want somebody telling you when you can go on vacation, do you? You want the freedom to be able to choose your own health care and, to choose your own plans. You're not dumb. You're not an idiot where you need somebody to do that for you. Are you? They try to make you feel dumb as shit, but you are dumb as shit in that meeting. Why? Because you don't realize, isn't your supervisor doing the same thing? Isn't your supervisor determining when you can go on vacation and when you're not? Isn't your supervisor determining which healthcare they wanted to sign up for as a company, so you just get to pick through these three? So why is it different when you have an actual union that's speaking up for you and not for the company? We miss that. We don't understand that. We are still stuck in that plantation mentality, and I don't care what color you are in this instance, because America is a huge freaking plantation. We're still stuck in that plantation mentality where we think massa is really looking out for us, where we think, oh, this plantation is the best thing that we could ever do, because we've never been beyond the borders of this plantation. We think that we need to do everything we need to do just to make sure that this plantation survives, because Massa Johnson is a good massa and he gonna make sure that he take care of us. Nah, he ain't taking care of you. He's giving you cornbread because he don't like it. He's giving you chitlins because he don't like it. So to fast forward that to America, it's the same thing. You aren't making the same thing your CEO makes. Your CEO doesn't even want you hanging out where he hangs out. He doesn't want you living in his neighborhood. He doesn't want you seeing what car he really drives, not the work car, but the car he really drives. He don't want you saying none of that. He don't want you saying, where his friends are and what alcohol he really drinks and all of the stuff that he's really into. Your supervisor don't want you to see any of that. But they make you think that they do, because they give you a wage and, hey, I'm going to give you a raise today. Ooh, it's a nice 25 cents an hour. Woo! I'm so happy, boss. Thank you. I told you Master was going to take care of it. It's because 25 cents to him an hour ain't shit. That's why he's giving it to you. He ain't giving you no money out of his pocket. He took you to lunch one day. Ooh, big whoop. So what? The nigga spent $50 on you. Who gives a damn? That ain't no money to him. He ain't buying you no car. He ain't paying your rent. He ain't doing none of that stuff to you unless he's getting something out of it for himself. But yeah, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. We need to stop being mad at each other for this type of nonsense and start being mad at the people who are actually causing it. It's these people who run these companies, who run America right now, these billionaires, these oligarchs or whatever, that are making us fight each other so that they can continue to literally profit off of it. Don't be mad at the person who didn't tip you enough. Be mad at the person who ain't paying you enough. That's what a real problem is. Turn your focus back to where it needs to be.